Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm super excited for today's video because it's going to be another first impressions slash review type video. I've been really eager to try this product out, but I really wanted to wait so that I could film this for you guys and get it on camera. And I thought today would be the perfect day to try this product out. For today's first impressions, we're going to be trying the Bella Pierre Color Correcting Concealer Palette. Now, I thought today would be a perfect day to do it because my skin is usually pretty clear. I don't get acne that often, but lately I've been breaking out so much. If it can cover all my redness and stuff, then that would be great. So yeah, let's just open this up and try it out. Alright, so I just took it out of the plastic cover, and as I said before, this is by the brand Bella Pierre Cosmetics. You can find this brand either online or at Winners or Marshalls or HomeSense or places like that basically. So it's not always going to be there, but if you check, you know, now and then you might see it. And this is their color correcting concealer palette. And this is a cream palette, and it shows these shades on the back. So let's just take it out of here. First of all, I really like the packaging of this palette right here. It's just nice and white, and then it has the shades down here that just says Bella Pierre Cosmetics and the name of the palette. And then on the back you still have the shades and then the ingredients and stuff. And then it comes with this little color correcting like instructional guide, which is really nice because a lot of people they know about color correcting, but they're not really sure what colors go where or what the colors are intended to do. So I feel like it's awesome that they included this little booklet. It has the color wheel here. But let's say you have a lot of redness on your face, you're going to use a color like green to cancel out, to neutralize it, you know? So basically it's the color across the color wheel that you're going to use. Or if you have purple and blue tones under your eyes, you're going to use you know, orange shades or yellow shades to cancel those shades out. So I think it's awesome that they included a little guide to anyone who's kind of confused about color correcting, and then they tell you what each color should be used for, which is really nice. I think that's just a great little add-on for this palette, so that's another plus. This palette, I bought it for $14.99 Canadian, so it's pretty inexpensive, but hopefully it's a great color correcting palette. So this is what it looks like. These shades look pretty promising and very pigmented in the pan, which kind of scares me, especially like this orange shade. These pans are actually removable. I did not see any replacements. Maybe they have some on their website, but at Winners I did not find any replacements. So yeah, they also had like just a contouring palette which looked very similar to the Anastasia one, but I decided to pick this one up instead because if it's a hit, that's going to be a great inexpensive color correcting option, because I know color correcting palettes can run pretty pricey. Okay, so I'm going to swatch these shades. They feel very creamy and pigmented. See this green one. The green one's really the one I want to... Okay, these are really nice and pigmented and creamy. And they're going on my hand pretty smoothly. Let's swatch these bottom ones here. Alright, look how pigmented these two are. Okay, I'm super excited to try this out. They feel very creamy, very pigmented, but they're not too creamy like the NYX color correcting palette. That one is so creamy that the pigment just, you know, goes away in a few hours. It doesn't last long. So yeah, let's apply this to our face. For a color corrector, you're supposed to apply these shades under your foundation so that when you put on your foundation, concealer, and all your other makeup, they just get concealed so you don't have green or purple on your face, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start off with the green shade. I'm taking this Real Techniques brush. This is their pointed foundation brush. And I'm going to try these cream products out by themselves, and if they are too stiff or too hard to blend out, I'm going to add some oil into them. But let's see, it does, like putting my brush in it, it feels kind of like tacky almost. But, ooh, that is so pigmented. Okay, that's actually applying super smooth, and like the tiniest bit goes such a long way. Like I applied so much to my face. So I'll just work at blending it even more. The tiniest bit of this green color corrector goes such a long way. It's not tacky either, which is awesome, and it's not transferring onto my fingers too much, so that's a plus. I don't think these will wear off super fast, so I'm just gonna clean off my brush and we're gonna dip into a different shade. Okay, so we're gonna cream highlight with this shade right here. Just gonna dip in there and apply this right here to highlight. I'm gonna dip into the peach shade, and I'm literally taking the smallest amount of this because this would be great on people who have darker skin, but I have very fair skin, so I'm just gonna lightly dip into this and apply some of it. Oh my god, look how pigmented that was. I barely touched the brush to my face. I'm just gonna apply a bit of this under the eyes and kind of mix it into that highlighty shade to create kind of a salmon-y shade that's not too dark for me. Okay, so I've got like a nice peachy tone shade under my eyes now. I like that you can kind of customize the shades by mixing them, you know, if you need darker or lighter or anything like that. So I do like that they included a deep peach shade so that you can mix it with the lighter shade, because I feel like it'd be harder to make it darker, right? I'm going to dip into the purple shade with this Wet n Wild concealer brush. I'm going to put this anywhere I want brightening, so right on here, because purple is just used to cancel out yellow tones. So anywhere you want brightening. So I'm applying it to the high points of my face and right over here. I don't use purple a lot. It's one of those shades that you don't really need. Just cleaning off my brush here quickly, and then we're gonna contour. So looking at these two shades right here, I feel like I'm actually gonna try both. So let's dip into this one right here. Alright, so I don't like this one shade for contouring. It's a little too warm, too yellow toned. But if you're deeper skin, this would work as a great concealer or spot concealer, stuff like that. So I'm actually going to dip into this deeper shade right here. Alright, so very pigmented, just like everything else. But for me, it's just too warm to be a contour, maybe a bronzer. So I'm just going to apply this kind of all over, try to blend that out slightly. So yeah, that's super warm, so I don't know how much I'd like that for a contour. Look how warm that is, like compared to the pan, it comes out more warm onto your face. So I'm not a fan of these two for color. For formula, look how easily that blended out with this little brush. Like, that blended out beautifully. But I feel like if you're deeper in skin tone, these would work as concealers, but for me, they don't really work. So I have my sponge here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of blend this out even more. Even though, like, applying it, these shades kind of blend out themselves, so I could really apply foundation on top of this and I feel like I'd be fine. I just kind of want to blend a bit like around the eyes. So this is probably not noticeable on camera, but looking into the mirror, I don't love how the sponge blended it out. I feel like these, because I did mention how these shades aren't tacky, like they don't feel tacky to the touch, so I feel like blend in sections and or else they'll like dry down, and I feel like that's part of it lasting really long. So yeah, it didn't really blend around my eyes, but that's okay. I'm fine with that because I'm applying makeup on top. But as I said, these shades were really easy to blend out with the brush alone, so I feel like you don't even need to blend it out with the sponge. You can just apply your makeup on top. I just want to say though, it doesn't emphasize any of my texture or any of my dryness. I have super dry skin, and most color correctors or cream products like this really emphasize my dry skin and make my skin look cakey. This looks super smooth on my skin. I'm excited to see how makeup applies on top. So I'm going to go do the rest of my makeup and come right back to talk about how the makeup applied on top of this color corrector. Hey guys, so I'm back from doing the rest of my makeup. Really natural today. Not much going on. My makeup looks very smooth overall. I don't feel like it applied differently. I used the L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible Foundation. I'm in the shade 202. I love this foundation, and I use it so much that I'm like, this is the foundation I want to use, because if something is different and it looks not as good as usual, then I know it's because of this contour kit right here. But my foundation applied just as good as, you know, any other time. I did use a brush, which I feel like didn't move around the product. I thought it would, and that's why I wanted to use a brush, because I wanted to see the product, the color corrector underneath would start moving around because I was using a brush. With the NYX color corrector palette that I've had for a while now, product does move around when you use a brush, and even a sponge. It kind of soaks up some of the color corrector, but as I said, because this stuff kind of sets and dries down really, really quickly, this brush did not move around the product, so I was really happy about that. This palette is super, super pigmented, so especially around my mouth where I've been breaking out the most and I applied the most green color corrector. You probably can't tell on camera, but looking into the mirror, I do have like a tint of green, like very, very slight, but I do see that green tint around my mouth. Everywhere else where I applied color corrector looks amazing. My under eyes look really nice and concealed. I think the peach tone shade really, really did help. That bronze shade that I had down got covered up by my foundation, so that was totally fine. I feel like where I applied the purple is a little more brightened in my opinion. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it does have a green tint right around here. So next time I use this, I will go a little more light-handed with these shades because I didn't realize how pigmented they were at first, and I just kind of, you know, loaded them on my face, and then I realized, oh, these are actually really pigmented. So next time I use this, I will go a little lighter hand with the green shade, and I will try to blend out before it dries down. But honestly, I really, really like this. My makeup looks really, really nice on top. This palette didn't accentuate any dry spots. It looks really, really smooth. And sorry I keep looking over there. I just keep looking into the mirror to see how my makeup is looking so I can give you guys more points. But yeah, I love the shade selection in here. These two shades I won't have a use for, but for someone with a different skin tone than me, you might use these shades. But I think the palette is worth it alone for these four right here. I love that they included this light shade right here and that they made these three shades darker than a usual color corrector I've come across, because then you can kind of customize it to your shade liking and a shade that would match your skin tone. Like, as I said, I can't use this shade alone like this because that's way too pigmented for my skin tone, so mixing it with this made the perfect peach tone shade for my skin. So yeah, this palette gets thumbs up from me. I really like it. I love the packaging as well. Even though it is that cardboard magnetic packaging, I love the color of it, like that it has a mirror. I'll leave it down below in the description box if you can buy replaceable pans, because I'm actually not sure about that. And even if you can't buy replaceable pans for this, I think it's awesome because if you buy some of their other cream or contouring or other concealer palettes, you can kind of customize it to your own palette, and that's great for traveling because you can, you know, add a color corrector, add some powder products and anything like that. So yeah, I kind of want to try their other products now, their other palettes like this, their other face palettes, because this one I really love how the colors applied, how they blended out. Again, I would just work in sections to blend everything out, and then I would just apply less product so it's not as pigmented. I'm going to keep using this palette, see the wearing time and stuff, but because they set down really, really fast and they are so concentrated and pigmented, they have kind of a waxy feel to them, but they're really easy to use. I feel like these would last really, really long on my skin, and they wouldn't disappear halfway throughout the day. Also, don't be alarmed looking at these. They look very, very thick, and you might think, oh, if I have dry skin, I won't like that. But when you put your finger in it, they're super creamy, so I love that. But they also have still that waxy consistency to them, which I think will help with wear time. I also think this palette would work great for oily skin girls because your, you know, oily skin won't devour this product, and I think it would last a long time on all skin types. I am so impressed, and I'm gonna keep using this palette because I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I will update you guys in a future video if the palette wore a really long time. I honestly think it will, just because of the consistency of the product. If you're looking for a really inexpensive drugstore color corrector, I feel like so many people can use this, from dry skin to oily skin, combination, whatever, and it's also great for so many skin tones, so highly recommend this. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys. So I just finished taking pictures for the thumbnail for this video, and I applied so much product to my face, and look at this. Look how easily this is blending out, guys. Like, this is crazy. because if it can cover, I just have my sponge here.